Here's how to turn grocery store sushi to this. This sushi hack is genius. I saw this amazing creator, I'm gonna tag her down below, turn sushi into crispy rice. And I thought that hack was genius, so I picked up some tuna nigiri from the grocery store. Just wanna take each little piece of tuna and we're gonna chop it up. You can do this with salmon sushi also if you'd like, but I just love a good crispy tuna rice. And just kind of dice it, mash it into little pieces. You wanna basically mince up the meat. Then to your tuna, add in some Kewpie mayo, sriracha, and just a tiny bit of sesame oil. You could also add some green onions, but to be honest, I'm a little lazy, so I'm not gonna add it. This is what the mixture should look like, and now let's move on to the rice. The easy part is that the rice has already been made, so you just need to fry it. I am going to kind of pat it down though and make it a little bit more rectangle, like so. Now I'm gonna fry up these rice cubes. I'm using a little bit of avocado oil. It would be very useful if you had one of those like oil splatter thingies because it's splattering everywhere. And once they're nice and golden brown, you know they're ready. Okay, they're giving tater tots, but now let's assemble them. First off, I'm just gonna layer some avocado right on top of the rice. Then I'm gonna pipe the spicy tuna mixture on top. And then the final touch is just adding a jalapeno on top. This is the finished result, you guys. Doesn't she look freaking beautiful? Cheers, you guys, and enjoy. These are literally the best tenders ever. Tonight's Wingstop order. First, I have some fries. Then, of course, I got the hot honey rub tenders. These are literally the best tenders ever. Super hot too, super fresh out of the fryer. Then I got a 10-piece. I did half of the mango habanero, and if you guys have never tried mango habanero, it's very sweet and spicy, kind of like a honey glaze. And then of course I need a dry rub to go with the wet sauce, so I did lemon pepper. The fries are giving soggy today. Oh, and I also forgot to show you guys veggie sticks, of course. Lemon pepper. Diet Coke. Pepper with wings. Mango habanero. It's blueberry season, so let's make some blueberry muffins. Into a bowl, add your flour, baking powder, salt, and mix everything together. To prevent your blueberries from sinking to the bottom of the muffins, you want to coat it in a tablespoon of the dry mixture. They look like sugar blueberries. Into a big bowl, combine your melted butter, oil, eggs, sugar, and whisk that all together. Today I'm using half butter and half oil, but you can always use full butter or full oil. I actually prefer baking with oil rather than butter because I feel like the muffins stay a little more moist. Okay, now we're gonna alternate adding the dry mixture and the milk. So add in about half of the flour, whisk it all together. Once it looks like this, add in half of your milk and whisk. Then in with the rest of the flour, rest of the milk. Now that the batter is nice and velvety smooth, let's add in the blueberries. Sprinkle in the blueberries and just stir everything together. These blueberries are freshly hand-picked, so I'm so excited to taste these muffins. For the delicious streusel topping, combine flour, sugar, melted butter, and just use a fork to combine everything. It should turn into little clumps. It should look like little wet sand chunks. Using a 1/2 cup measuring cup, I'm going to divide the batter into the tins. I just finished putting all of the batter into the little tins, so now let's just top it with some of the streusel. I'm just gonna sneak a few blueberries on top of each muffin. Pop these into the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. I'm also putting a ramekin filled with water on the bottom rack so that the steam creates more moisture for these muffins. Just took them out of the oven and this is what they look like. They look nice and golden brown, and I'm just gonna let it cool for about 30 to an hour. Guys, doesn't this look so cute and delicious? The streusel topping is nice and crunchy, and then the berries are still nice and juicy. This noodle combination is elite. If you're in the OC area, you know what I'm talking about. This is the fukada udon combination. I do a 1/2 and 1/2, so 1/2 of the veggies and 1/2 of the tempura flakes. Delicious. Then I do the spicy tuna don, and I get mine with white rice. I like to grab a little on my spoon. Then I like to just dip it in some sriracha and garlic chili paste. Perfect bite. If you get this combination during lunch, it's something really cheap, like $15. For dinner, it's like $2 more expensive, like $17, $18, but still a really good deal. Pairing it with a crispy Diet Coke. Also, I've always been a Diet Coke girly, but recently I've been into Coke Zero. I don't know, my cousin brought it home and then I was like, wait, actually, why is Coke Zero like a lot more like caramel flavor? You could taste the actual like Coke, I feel like. It tastes more like Coca-Cola than Diet Coke does, because like Diet Coke, it doesn't taste like Coca-Cola, but I feel like Coke Zero actually tastes like the original Coca-Cola. I love this little like roux. I don't know if it's kosari, like the Korean kosari, but it's so good. Ooh. The spicy tuna don is literally my favorite. I think it's made with like obviously like mayo, sriracha, and tuna. Also, if I eat this at home, I'll eat it with avocado. If you have like nori sheets or seaweed at home, pair it all together and you can make your own hand rolls. Guys, is anyone else on onion boil TikTok? So this is a whole baked onion, and the creator who made this recipe, I'm gonna tag her down below. As someone who loves onions, when I saw this, I was like, I have to make it. But apparently you peel the outer skin. Let's do that first. It looks so shiny and beautiful. Oh my gosh, you could literally see the reflection off the onion. And then on the side, I made like a lime, salt, and pepper mixture, which is what I usually dip like my seafood boil stuff into. But let's just dig in, because honestly, the house smells amazing right now. I'm just gonna like peel off pieces, I think. It's still really hot, but let's just go in with a bite. I'm gonna dip it into the salt. I think one thing that I would want to change is that like I want the seasoning to be all around the onion instead of just like the top and the bottom. But I don't know how I would do that. Like, would I just like rub it in? Well, the seasoning mixture that I used was absolutely elite. I did like the Kinder's butter seasoning, and I did like garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika. Okay, so I ended up dipping it in some more seasoning that I like coated it in with. I feel like I needed to amp up the flavor just a little bit. One thing about me is I am not afraid to admit that I love my onions, especially raw onions. Like whenever I get a hamburger, I'm gonna get raw and grilled onions. I feel like the closer you get to the core of the onion, the sweeter it gets.